Welcome to Motivation Monday, everyone. I hope you've had a great weekend. This week, I will be sharing quotes from Brendon Burchard, author of High Performance Habits and Motivation Manifesto. So today's quote from Brendon is, "You didn't lose your motivation. You lost the focus on what matters most." So if you know much about me, I like to be clear on what words mean, how a person defines a word or a phrase, and what it means to them. In this quote, it is important to define motivation, focus, and what matters most. So, what is the definition of motivation? Motivation is defined as the reason or reasons you have for acting or behaving in a certain way. It is also the desire or willingness to do something. Basically, motivation is your drive or your determination, why you do something. How do you define focus? I think of focus as having a clear vision. When you take pictures, you adjust the lens to get very clear on the one thing you want to take a picture of. Otherwise, it's going to turn out blurry. Motivation and focus are easy to define, as you can look them up in the dictionary. But how do you define what matters most to you? Here you need to ask yourself a few questions. What is most important to you? This can be narrowed down to categories like family, relationships, health, finances, work, life purpose, spirituality, and so on. Another way to look at this is, what do you spend your time doing? What do you spend your time on? What do you make time for? Another way to look at what matters most to you is, how do you spend your money? Where does your money go? And what do you always have money for? But it's also important to ask yourself, what do I dream of doing? At the end of your life, you have the opportunity to look back. Would you have any regrets? Would you look back on your life and wish you would have spent more time doing something else? The answer to these questions can help you figure out what matters most to you. Once you know what matters most, how do you focus your time and energy on it? Having a clear picture on what matters most is key. Have you heard of a vision board? Vision boards are defined as a collage of images and words representing a person's wishes, dreams, or goals, which are intended to serve as inspiration or motivation. Vision boards are great pictorial representations of what we want in our lives. Remember, where your focus goes, your energy flows. It's better to focus on what you want, but focus is not enough. That is where motivation comes in. To me, motivation is your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Again, to get the answer, you need to ask yourself a question. Why does this matter most to me? But you can't just ask yourself why once, because that's not the real motivating answer. Think about the last time a child asked you why. Are they satisfied with the first answer you gave them? Oh, no. They ask why over and over again. Why? Because their real answer is deeper than the surface, the first answer your brain came up with. So you need to do the same for yourself, because the more you ask yourself why, the more the real heartfelt answer will come out. The real motivation that will get you to focus on what matters most, even when you're tired or you don't feel like it or life gets busy. So what if your health is what matters most to you? Then you can ask yourself, why does my health matter most to me? Whatever your answer is, use that in your next why question. So it goes something like this. Why does my health matter most to me? Because I want to live a long life. Why do I want to live a long life? So I can spend a lot of time with my family. Why do I want to spend a lot of time with my family? Okay, so you get the picture, right? So do this at least 7 times. Warning, it will get harder as you go. Just like it is when a child continues to ask you, why? Just stick with it. Your seventh answer is your real motivating reason. So when you know what is most important to you and you have a clear vision or focus on what that looks like, when you add in your strong enough why, you won't lose your motivation or your focus. If you do, just remember what matters most to you. Revisit that vision board, that focus, and your reasons why, and just take action. Thank you for listening to today's Motivation Monday with myself, Peggy Meyer, and a quote from Brendon Burchard. Let me know that you enjoyed today's talk by sharing it with a friend. Join me tomorrow for another Brendon Burchard quote for Tuesday's Thoughts. Have a great day.